Katrina here with RoofSnap.
Hi, and I'm Jason. And today we have for you how to properly draw Dutch gable roofs. They can be a little tricky, and so we wanted to create this video for you guys to see exactly how you draw in the Dutch gable areas in order to most accurately depict those areas and get accurate measurements, linear and surface area measurements. So as you can see here on our screen, we have just a very standard Dutch gable roof, and I've already drawn in a few of the lines. I've got the entire perimeter, which we'll label up with eaves. I've got the two hips here on the bottom, two rakes, one on each side, and of course that ridge that runs across the middle. So I'm going to switch here into draw mode, and I'm going to bring my cursor to the outside corner and come up that hip. And I'm looking to get these rakes roughly the same length on both sides so that it's a nice square image. And also going to do the rake on this side. What do you think, Katrina?
And yeah, so it looks like your vertical is looking good. We see orange on both sides. Very nice. You have
So
those cursor tails.
this might be the extent at which many of our customers, many of you, draw in these Dutch gables, where you have no roof to wall flashing where that slope actually comes up and meets the wall.
Yeah.
Now if you draw it like this, you will get all of your facets. You will get most of your linear measurements. But if you want to continue to draw in that roof to wall type flashing, you will get more accurate measurements that include the overhang, that include the little pockets on each side, and that includes the roof to wall flashing, where you would typically install apron metal and maybe some ice and water shield as well.
Yeah, let's account for that.
Absolutely. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to draw exactly as you've done so far, but you're going to add the little pocket line, which is, typically right around a foot or so. So let's come out to 1 foot and then draw in the apron wall. Sorry guys, I can't draw and talk. Katrina's going to do all the talking while I'm drawing.
That's right. You can zoom back out and do the other one. And those
Yep, over 1 foot.
corresponding crosshairs are really helpful for stuff like this.
Now, as you all may know, because I've said this in so many videos and during our online trainings, that you will not get accurate measurements until you've labeled all the lines. And of course, you also won't get accurate measurements until you've put in pitch values. So let's start with the pitch and jump over and put 412. And I just applied it to all. But what you can see here, we've got some extra facets here where we've drawn those. So we're not getting double shading here. We're not seeing the accurate rendering of this roof. As soon as you go into your edge measurements and put in, your edges and apply edge labels to all of the roof edges, it will then recognize that you have drawn a Dutch gable and correctly render those facets. So let's add all the hips. I've already done all the eaves. Let's add the primary ridge across the top. Rakes, there's 4 of them total, so let's label the rakes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's do the little step wall where the pockets would be.
Very nice. And right where Jason's labeling those, we're going to see as soon as he is done and hops into facets that it will account for that overhang section. We'll see that double shading in the facets very soon here.
Yeah, that double shading is very important. So now when we click over into facets, we see that we only have indeed 4 slopes, left, right, top, and bottom. And this slope on the right is going up and underneath and connecting to that back wall. Now, as we labeled the lines, the facets did some recalculating, and so I wanted to point that out. We need to go back in and hit on apply to all with the 412 just to change all of those 012s back to 412. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for. If you are drawing a Dutch gable and you put in pitch value before you label all your lines, you may have to go back in then and re-add your pitch values because it's recalculating those areas based on that new information where you've got rakes and a ridge that comes through. It's how all the math works. But those line labels are very important to accurately depict a Dutch gable roof.
Yes, the punchline. Label your lines, input your pitch and your facets, and look for that double shading.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us today. Any questions at all, please feel free to give us a call. What's that number, Katrina?
877-766-3762.
Thanks so much.